Am I the drama? Let's talk about the drama starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Don't we make a lovely couple? Going into the drama, I didn't really know much about the film. I think I saw one preview, and that was a while back. And to say that I was shocked with what this movie delivered upon was and is an understatement. I wasn't so shocked with the actual revelation of the film, but more so with the discussions and what possibly could have happened in the film. I was more so uncomfortable and at edge because I didn't know what was real and what wasn't in certain points of the film, and that caused this like uneasiness while I was watching it. It made me feel super uncomfortable. Whether it was the paranoia of someone finding out what she had done, whether people thinking of her differently, and then the decisions that Robert Pattinson does make in the film through his manic episodes. And that's what I think Christopher Borgli really does well is create these really manic moments of uncomfortableness and uneasiness throughout the film. And that's where this film really shines is in its direction and editing choices. And yes, this movie is, I would classify it as a romantic comedy, albeit a dark comedy, but it does have a very conventional romantic comedy moments in the film. But it does flip itself and the genre on its head with it being represented more of a horror movie and like the conversations about how modern relationships are perceived as a like do you really want to be in this long-term committed relationship, and do you really truly know the person even though you've been with them and you've seen all the best moments, and are you going to really judge them on one of their worst? And then really, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line on what's acceptable and what's not? It's also a really good discussion of where we see people in today, where everyone is ready to cancel people for a whole bunch of reasons, whether it be something really minute or something actually egregious. But where do we draw the line, and where can we I really appreciated the ending, and I really liked a lot of the teeth acting that was going on in this film. If you notice, a lot of these people have really natural teeth, or I don't know if it was a directing choice or whatnot, but it once you start seeing it, it's hard to look away. But I honestly think the drama is a really good take on a romantic comedy that flips the genre on its head and becomes somewhat of a horror film in this string of like romantic comedies being perceived as horror. We have movies like Together, Companion, things of that sort, all great movies in their right, but it's a modern take on love stories and it doesn't always romanticize it. It does show the ugly parts of it, and that's something to be appreciated about. Overall, I think the drama is a fun, interesting film. Sometimes it does feel a little forced in terms of the writing to get you where it needs to, but the discussions that can be had, the talks about rehabilitation, if people can actually change, is your love for the person greater than their past, and all that other stuff. And it's handled in a really good way with great performances from, like I said, both from Pattinson and especially Zendaya.